Hello friends, Jason here for TheChartGuys. We're checking out 5 tickers that have been voted on by the TheChartGuys community as tickers they want to check out today in a little bit more detail. We're going to start with BYND, and before we get any further into this, what we're going to do is talk about price action and resistance and support levels and most likely outcomes. That's the basis of a lot of what we do at TheChartGuys and a lot of what we teach. If you're interested in learning more how to do this, check out chartguys.com or just email me. I'll send you some materials. Anyway, taking a look at BYND on the daily time frame. Now today is a pretty interesting day because we have a relatively low volume big move on the daily candlestick. So when we have a big move without big volume, we don't put as much emphasis onto it, so we look for a little bit of a lower impact on the following day. It doesn't have the same amount of mojo as if we saw a big monster candlestick with monster volume. We're always comparing candlestick size to the market share, or the vote, I should say, of the volume. Big volume means big confidence most of the time. So what we're looking at is a daily uptrend. We have set a daily higher low at 140.25. Bulls have confirmed that with today's big green candlestick, and now we have resistance at 155.24 and 163.22. We'll get into that in a little bit more detail as we drill down. 140.25 is our daily support. The bulls need to stay above to maintain this daily uptrend, or even develop a tightening range, and then we need to hold 132.77. We go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we had this 4-hour downtrend. We've changed that with a new higher high. Now what we need to do is determine where are we going to find our higher low. We're going to adjust our supports now to look at this 138 level. That's the last 4-hour low. We broke over top of the high of this candlestick, changing this 4-hour downtrend of lower lows and lower highs into a possible new uptrend. So now the most likely outcome is going to be a higher high over that 130 level. So what we're going to look for would be a resistance rejection from either 155.24 or something under 163.22 into a 4-hour higher low and develop a trend like that. So resistance 155.24. If we break above that pre-market, then we will simply adjust to our new level, look for that pullback under 163.22. 163.22 is pretty much the target for us to break right now. It will allow us to change the hourly trend, set a higher low on the hourly and the 4-hour. And if we're able to get over that key level, 163.22, then we are looking at new daily highs and a continuation of our daily uptrend. So that is the big target for the bulls right now. If they fail to do that, we're going to look for a loss of 138.80, which will have a resumption of this hourly downtrend. By that time, we will have a pretty substantial drop from the highs today. So the most likely outcome would be a lower high under that level. Below 138, we see 132.77 as the next support level. BA. So let's go back to the daily time frame. Another big candlestick. This time we have a nice break over yesterday's high, showing that confidence, nice bull volume. We have resistance. Well, we'll get to that on the 4-hour time frame. So here's our big hourly downtrend. Very, very strong. The 4 hours just had no real green consolidation at all. And we saw that reflected in a near oversold RSI condition. We saw a little bit of a bounce, rejected from our EMA 12. 1, 2, 3 times. Now we set a 4-hour higher low compared to that 166.01, and now we're looking for the bulls to continue to the upside. Now I've selected 196 as the closest level of resistance. That is actually a low of our pre-market session on June 10th. And the reason I picked that is because we will have closed this little gap area, and a former support often acts as a resistance. Now we are right in the area where we would want to see a new lower or a higher high set on the hourly. So if we see rejection from the 196 level, we can still come down and set an hourly higher low over 187.61 and continue that hourly uptrend. That would be a best case scenario for the bulls, but I suppose there is one more. A better, more optimistic scenario would be an open above 196, a back test, and then what we would be looking for is a resistance up in the area of, what's the high of that candlestick? 212.43. If we fail to do that and we see some weakness, we're going to be looking for support at 175.21. That will be a resumption of the 4-hour downtrend. And we would look for a break of, what did I say, 175.21 and then ultimately 166.06. If we lose 166.06, then we are in a daily downtrend, and the bears would certainly be showing much more strength than they are now. So it's all about that 196 level. Again, always adjusting for pre-market sessions. If we open above, we'll look for a back test. If we open below, we look for it to act as resistance. Tesla on the daily time frame, big bullish engulfing candlestick. The complete range overtakes the preceding day's complete range, showing that the bulls have absolute control right now. Target is 102.40, 2748 on the daily time frame. Bulls are hungry for another chance at that high. A rejection from there would have us looking at a double top, and then we would need to see a more defined range, probably some sort of equilibrium developing between the low of today's candlesticks, 908.50, and then that double top. Now, that's all speculation. We may just blow right through that. We don't really know until we get there. But if bulls are going to move this quickly today and take almost no time to get there tomorrow, we're going to be overbought on a lot of the sub time frames, which adds a little bit of credit to the idea that they would not have, the bulls would not have the strength to get through that level as quickly as they could if they took time to consolidate. So hourly time frame, this is where we have our strong hourly downtrend. We've seen hourly trend change very early with the break over 939.45, and we did not really consolidate at all on the hourly time frame. In fact, we're just starting to do that now in pre-market, which gives us the opportunity for a nice little bull flag. So bull flag is where we see a big run up, and we take several candlesticks to cool off our RSIs. We can see we almost got overbought, and then if the price action stays in this area or even drops a little bit below that 985.21 level without any follow through, we'd be expecting the bulls to step back in. Now, if the bulls do step back in, we would expect a second wave of this bull flag, which would take us right to that 1032 psychological level, which is the pre-market high. Let's go grab that daily high as well, because that's going to be an important level to watch. Either one of these two resistances combined together, they create a zone of resistance. But if we get a second leg on this push, we would have massively overbought conditions. We'd be looking for a turn in this area, and then we would be looking for a resumption to the downside for the bulls to establish a 4-hour higher low if they're not able to do it here. At least that is a possible scenario. Ultimately, top fish opportunity around 1032 on Tesla. Shop. This is a big day for Shop. Big green candles, a relatively contained range of price. This is what I like to see. This is a lot of a big vote of confidence for the bulls in that direction. 844 is the target for them on the daily time frame. We've established a little base of support here at 713.23. An overall tightening range has broken bull. We can see that here between our highs. Now let's just draw it in. Makes more sense when we draw it in like this. Just a tightening range finally has broken bull. So bulls have won this. 844 is the target. We go to the 4-hour time frame. We haven't consolidated anywhere on the 4-hour time frame yet, so that is what we are going to be waiting for. If you're looking for an entry opportunity, you're going to look for that higher low on the 4-hour time frame into continuation. What that looks like, we don't really know. On the hourly time frame, we have just set one hourly higher low, $773. So now we're going to be looking for the same tomorrow. Best case scenario, the bulls have a little bit of a pop, set a hourly higher low as well, and then we take another crack at 844. So a lot of this is going to depend on where we are pre-market tomorrow. We do see quite a bit of range here as a possibility on Shop, but the closer the bulls get to 844 in pre-market, the more overbought they're going to be with that much of a gap. Maybe not a gap even. That much of a move pre-market. So yes, what we want to see, best case scenario, would be a lower high, higher low, and then a test of 844. If they can get over that, I believe they're in blue sky territory, which would be very exciting for the bulls. If they are not able to show that strength, what are we going to look for? Well, if we see any weakness in the morning and we see a loss of 773, we'll be looking for a 4-hour pullback, and anything over top of 713.23 is going to give us a higher low. Depending on how far we pull back, that is a gauge for what we expect next. If we pull back and set a higher low just above it, the most likely outcome is going to be a lower high underneath whatever area of reversal we get to. However, if that 4-hour higher low is something like this, then we expect 4-hour trend change into continuation. It's a lot of possibilities for Shopify here. Congratulations to the bulls. We'll see what they bring us tomorrow. HEXO on the daily time frame, not as strong as Tesla. And we've got ourselves a little indecision. No, not an indecision candlestick. Just a nicely contained little green candlestick with upper and lower wicks on both sides, showing just a normal day. The problem here is that we are in the tail end, hopefully tail end, of a lot of 4-hour volatility. Overall, we have seen lower lows and lower highs. The very, very short term has given us a little bit of optimism with higher lows and higher highs, but we still have a major area of resistance to get over top of in the $1 psychological range, and we see a lot of price action here at 102. So as long as bulls can maintain this overall 15-minute-ish uptrend with this base of support around 96, and then we see some support pre-market or after hours at 96 as well. So playing with decimal points at this point. What we want to see is bulls to hold this 96 level into tomorrow and early on break over the afternoon high, consolidate, and then break that $1 psychological and that 102 level. If they're able to do that, then bulls will be looking much better on the hourly time frame with a target of 115 as your first level of resistance. If they're unable to break 102, then we come back down and lose this 96 support. Then we have 90 cents, 89 cents, and then ultimately the low of this drop, 82 cents as our support. At this point, anything under 101 is going to be an hourly lower high, and we'd be looking for a rejection into a test of that 90-cent support level. Anyway, that is it for today. If you want to learn more, like I said, check out ChartGuys.com. I like teaching this stuff. I love talking about this, and we love to break down charts all the time. Check out ChartGuys.com. If you need help, post a comment in the YouTube comment section, and I'll do my best to answer your questions as well. Thanks.